Good afternoon to all. I Kavya AP, Assistant Professor, Department of E&C, Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering. Welcome you all to the 4th day of Teachers Training Program, Tools for Online Education. In yesterday's session, we discussed about TestMoss, that is a tool to create and share and evaluate tests. And also, we discussed about Google Classroom. It's a virtual classroom wherein you can organize your entire class. We also showed how to use Google Classroom in your mobile phones. In today's session, we will be discussing an important topic, that is preparation of recorded videos for your classes. Since we don't have offline classes now, the best way to reach the students is through online classes or through recorded videos. There are many softwares to record the videos, but we will discuss the ones which we found most useful to record. So today we will discuss about that. The first one what we'll be discussing is Bandicam software. So this will be done by Mrs. Girijamba DL, and then we'll be talking about Zoom software. So this session will be handled by me. So now I request Mrs. Girijamba DL to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, teachers. I hope you have gained knowledge to work with the PowerPoint presentation already. And in PowerPoint presentation, you learned one thing, that is how to convert PowerPoint presentation to the videos. So similarly, but more effectively, you can present your thoughts with still more good visualization effects by using a tool which is an application very similar to your screen recording, that is called as a Bandicam. To do this, you need not to rely on internet like other applications such as Zoom app, WebEx, or Microsoft Teams. Once your PPT or notes, that may be Word file or PDF file, any file is ready, then you can start your recording using this Bandicam app. We'll see now how to use the Bandicam. First, you need to install the Bandicam. The procedure I will show, the steps. Kavya ma'am, should I start presenting?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Okay, ma'am, your presentation is, you are presenting. Thank you, ma'am. Now, we'll see how to install the Bandicam. The first step is you have to download and run the file. That is, first go to this website, www.bandicam.com. I will share this link in website in chat box also, and in also WhatsApp, and download the free version of Bandicam. Then after downloading the file, you need to run the .exe file. This is the first step. First, go to the go to this link, that is bandicam.com. Then download the free version of Bandicam. After downloading that file, you need to run .exe file also. Once this step is over, the next step is, please select the language from the list. Select English language. Click English, then click on OK. This is the second step. You need to select the language. Second step. Next, third step is, the Bandicam setup window will appear. This is the window. You need to click next button to continue for the fourth step. This is the third step. First step is, you need to go to this link, www.bandicam.com, and download the free version of Bandicam. Then after downloading this file, you need to run the .exe file that will appear in the desktop. Next, select the language. Select English language, then click OK. Then third step is, the Bandicam setup window will appear. You need to click next button to continue. Next, fourth step is, then you need to agree the license agreement of the Bandicam. If you accept the terms, then click I agree to continue. Click I agree. Next step is, you need to choose the components. Tick both program icon and desktop icon. Click both this program icon and desktop icon, then click next. Click next. After that, enter the location where you want to install the Bandicam. Usually it is always installed in C drive by default. So choose whatever the location it may be. Then click install. Once installation complete, then click finish. This is the steps to install the Bandicam. Next, to open this Bandicam, already one Bandicam icon is created in the desktop. Click the Bandicam icon on your desktop, or you can click .exe file in the installation folder that is saved in C drive. Okay, either click the Bandicam icon on your desktop, already shortcut is created, or else click the .exe file in the installation folder. These are all the steps to install and open the Bandicam app. We'll see how to use this Bandicam. So this is the Bandicam shortcut created on your desktop. So click this, double click on this. Double click on this. Okay, this is the screen of the Bandicam. So first step is go to this video, which is available in the left side, this video, click this video, then go to settings. First setting is sound. So use only primary sound device only, not the secondary sound device. Use the primary sound device and set the volume above 80%. I will set it to 89% or 90%, whatever it may be, greater than 80%. This is the first step for sound. Then go to webcam. If you wish to use webcam while recording, then you can edit the settings. It is optional one if you wish. So if you wish to use the webcam, click this, then click this one, add webcam overlay to output video file. Then select the position of your webcam. Double you can select the position. Either here, it will appear here. This is the screen, desktop screen. This is the complete screen, recording screen. Either the position may be here. You can choose the position according to your requirement. Okay. Then once you select the position, then click OK. This is an optional one. If you want, you can click, otherwise untick this one. Then go to mouse. For mouse, click mouse effects, show mouse cursor, the movement cursor, click this one. Then, and also click this add mouse click effect also, click this. Okay. And also add mouse highlighting effect. Click this one also, okay? And choose the color, whatever it may be. I choose yellow color, okay? Then go to text option. If you want your name or title of the unit displayed in video, then write it here. Go to add. I will write here as module 1 or unit 1, or it may be your name, unit 1. Then click OK. So click OK. Then we'll see how to use this webcam. And in webcam, the recording limit up to 10 minutes for one lecturing. Next, to start recording, there is an option, record option. Click this. Then select the file which you want to explain. It may be either Gmail, either PDF file or Word file or PPT, anything, whatever it may be. So I will select first PowerPoint presentation. So these things already explained, that is how to create the Gmail account. So I will go to the steps once again. So first is go to the link www.gmail.com to create an account. Second step is create account. Once you select this will shows for myself or to manage my business. So select myself and enter your details, your name, first name, last name, and username, and also password. And again, to confirm the password, repeat the password again. Then click next. Then once you accept the terms and policies of the Gmail, click next. Then there are also recovery option is also available. If you forget the password or someone hacked your Gmail, then you need to enter your phone and valid email ID. Then click done. So then your account will be created. Like that, you can explain your modules or lecturing. So once you complete. Also, there is one option is that while recording, you can, if you wish to draw any lines, boxes, or highlighting while recording in screen recording mode, then there is one option. Just move this mouse cursor at the top end of your laptop screen. You can see many options. That is, go to this, select this drawing mode. So this is the video record pause. This is the video record stop. This is the drawing tool. So once you click this, the drawing tool is available at the right hand side. So once you select anyone, you can select anyone. This is the pen. This is the arrow. This is the pen. for writing purpose. That is, you can write it using mouse, Gmail, or else if you wish to highlight the sentence, click this highlighter, then highlight this one. If you wish to draw line, select this one, you can draw like this, or else if you wish to show the arrow mark like this, okay. Or else if you want to show the box, you can show box like this. This is the numbers. This is the number. You can select number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3 while explaining. If you wished text box, you can select the text and you can write it here. This is the text. I will write here. Creating Gmail account like that. So then if you wish to erase, select this erase. This is the erase option. So select using mouse, click this. This will erased. So you can use this option also. So this will be available. I will explain again. Move the mouse cursor in the top end of your laptop. Okay. So this is this pen symbol. This pen symbol is the drawing tool. This pen symbol is the drawing tool. So once you explain completely, then click this stop recording. Before choose recording, you need to select the area. By default, it is selected. That is, go to this select full screen. Select full screen option. So once recording is completed, the recording is usually saved in home. This is the recording. So click this and play. Others, this is already saved in here in the top end. Open output folder option is there. Double click on this. So observe the path. The path is in documents. It is saved in documents. C drive, user, documents. In documents, Bandicam folder is created. There the video is saved. Okay. Then you can share this video to your students. I will show how it is recorded. Double click on the video. Then select the file which you want to explain. It may be either Gmail, either PDF file or Word file or PPT, anything, whatever it may be. So I will select first PowerPoint presentation. So these things already explained. That is how to create the Gmail account. So I will go to the steps once again. So first is go to the link www.gmail.com to create an account. Second step is create account. Once you select this will show for myself or to manage my business. So select myself and enter your details, your name, first name, last name, and username, and also password. And again, to confirm the password, repeat the password again. Then click next. Then once you accept the terms and policies of the Gmail, click next. Then there are also recovery option is also available. If you forget the password or someone hacked your Gmail, then you need to enter your phone and valid email ID. Then click. Go to this. Select this. You can see many options. That is, go to this. Select this drawing mode. So this is the video record pause. This is the video record stop. This is the draw. So in this way, you can record your presentation. You can also record the same procedure you can follow for the PDF and Word file also. So this completes how to install the Bandicam and how to use the Bandicam. So next resource person, Kavya ma'am, will continue the next session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Any doubts from the participants? Okay, you explained it very well, ma'am. Thank you. Now we'll see the second software, that is Zoom software. We know, everyone knows during lockdown, Zoom software actually became very popular. And it was used for all the online classes, and most of them used it for online classes, for conducting meetings and all. But it had its own flaws, and some security issues were there. But now the security features have been enhanced, and now it's easy to take online classes or record videos using Zoom software. So using Zoom, the one thing is you can directly take online classes, or else you can record the videos and then you can share it to the students. You can distribute it to the students. But one problem arises when you take the online class, and that many of us might have faced, that is network issue. That is, many students used to complain that they complained about the network issue, about the loss of connectivity, and every time they'll be keep on joining the meeting, and every time we have to accept. So it's a bit difficult to take online classes. So what best we could do is we could record the videos, and one more request from the students were that they'll not be able to join at that time. So if we record and give the videos to them, so whenever they are free, they'll be able to watch the videos, rewatch it, and they'll be able to study it. So that was the request from the students, that is, they require recorded classes. So these recorded classes also, you can record the classes also using Zoom software. And once you have recorded, you can save it actually, and these videos can be distributed. You can distribute it through WhatsApp, or you can upload it to Google Classroom that we discussed yesterday, or else you can create your own YouTube channel and you can upload over there. Okay, so these advantages are there, but yeah, of course, one disadvantage is that even if you want to record video using Zoom software, you require internet connectivity. So if internet connectivity is not there, so recording cannot be done. Okay, so let us see how to record videos using Zoom software. So I think most of them might have already installed Zoom software. So this is the website of Zoom. So if you want to download it, you have to go to resources. Okay. Once again. Okay. So you have to go to Zoom. Is the screen visible? Okay. So you have to go to the Zoom website. I think now it is visible. Yes. So now this is the Zoom website. Okay. So you can go to resources. So this is where you have this resources. So you can go over here. If you click on that, you have this Zoom, download Zoom client. So first you have to download Zoom client. So if you just click on that, you'll get the option to download Zoom. So for the want of time, I'll not be explaining how to, just a second. Okay, so for the want of time, I'll not be explaining how to install Zoom and all. So that was in detail. It is shared in the, it is explained in the PDF. So this PDF PPT will be converting to PDF and we'll be sharing it. So I have given all the steps, that is how to record classes using Zoom and how to install Zoom. So you have to first download Zoom and then install it. So in detail steps are given over here. You can just go through this, and how to install Zoom in an Android phone also we have given here. So the installation procedure, you can go through the PDF. So next thing is you have to create a Zoom account. So if you just install Zoom, what you can do is you can only join the meeting of others. So once you install Zoom, you'll have Zoom installed in your system. So if you just click on this, you'll be just able to join the meeting. Okay. So if you want to schedule your meeting, if you want to create your own, if you want to do recordings of your own, then you have to sign in and then only you can do. So if you have just installed, you can only join the meeting of others. Okay. But if you want to do your own meetings and all, you should first sign up. So the procedure to sign up is, I'll just explain this using the PPT. So this is the, once you have downloaded Zoom, and again go to the Zoom website where you have this option called as sign up. It is shown here, sign up, it is for free. So first it will ask for confirmation of your date of birth. So once you give it, this data will not be stored. Your date of birth will not be stored, but it's just ask for confirmation. So you have to give date of birth. And once it is, once you are given, you'll be taken to the next page, that is where you have to provide the email address. So any email address you can provide, and you have to click on sign up. So once you give email address and you click on sign up, an activation email will be sent to your account. Okay, that is the whatever Gmail account you have given email address, to that email address an activation email will be sent. So you have to go to your email, you have to log into the Gmail account if you are using, and you have to click on that activation link. So this email you'll be getting. So if you click on that activation link, your account gets activated. Okay, so once you click on that activation link, it will ask you whether you are signing up on behalf of school. Okay, so you just, if you're signing up behalf of school, school is doing, you give it as S. If you're conducting classes on your own, then you give it as no. Okay, so I'll have given it as no. Once you give no, it will come to this next page where you have to fill all your details. That is, you have to fill the first name, then last name, password, confirm password. So password you have to confirm, and then click on continue. Okay. So once you click on continue, this is the next page where you have to, where it will ask to invite others. Okay, you can skip this, or you can, if you want to invite others, you can invite, or you can skip this step. And then it will ask you to start meeting now or go to my account. So you can directly go to my account. Okay. So once you open, you click on my account, you'll get all these details. So that is to schedule a meeting, to join a meeting, so how to host a meeting. So all these details, all this will be visible in the page under your account. So you can log in your account or log out your account using the email address that you have provided. Now we'll see in detail how to schedule, how to join, and how to host a meeting. So I'll just click on Zoom. So this appears, this dialog box appears. So it is asking me to sign in because I've already created my account. It is asking for sign in. So I'll just give my email ID. And I'll give the password. Okay, and I'll click on sign in. So this is the layout of Zoom. So where you can create new meeting, or you can join a new meeting, you can schedule it, or you can share your screen. So when you click on join meeting, so these things, this dialog box opens up where you have this join meeting, you have to give meeting ID. So if someone else has created the meeting, then they'll be sharing the meeting ID and the password. So that meeting ID, you can click over here. You can give the name what you want. If you don't want to connect to audio and video, you can select this and then click on join. So this is to join a meeting that is created by others. Now, if you want to schedule a meeting. So before going to schedule a meeting, so let's just see all the settings over here. So you have all these settings. So these are the general settings. So usually it is better to have the original settings, recommended settings, what are there. But depending on your requirement, you can change the settings. So this is the general settings. Then you have settings for video. Okay, so here it is showing the webcam, whatever you are using. You want to use the enable HD option. So all those things it is using. Then also it is giving advanced settings. So if you want, you can do advanced settings. Okay, next coming to audio. So you can test the speaker, you can test the mic. So all these options are available. So it's better to use the recommended settings. Then screen sharing also, you have a certain set of settings you can choose. Then for chat, then for recording and for profile, all these you have. So one interesting thing in Zoom is this virtual background. So you can see here, this is the actual background where I'm setting, but you can create a virtual background. So you can just click on this, you can see, so the background is entirely changed. So I can change the background like this. So you can create a virtual background for your video. Okay. So you can also click on none. So none means if you're not selecting any background, and whatever the original background you have, that will be there. So you can also rotate this. Okay. So this is the original background that I'm keeping. So you have this option of virtual background in Zoom. Okay. So this is about settings. Now let us come to schedule a meeting. So how to schedule a meeting? So just click on schedule a meeting. So first it will ask for topic. So you can give it as class 1, you can give whatever topic you are covering. So like that you can give, and then it is asking for start date. Okay. So you can give what date you are doing that, and then duration. So one thing about Zoom is it is not actually completely free. If there are more than 3 participants, the time limit is 40 minutes. But I think 40 minutes is more than sufficient for one class. So you can use Zoom for conducting online classes. So this duration, you can set it. So what is the actual duration of your class? Is this a recurring meeting? If it is recurring meeting, you can choose this. Then meeting ID, it generates automatically, or you can use your personal meeting ID, which is given by the Zoom, and it will also give you the password. Okay. Then other options are provided over here. That is for video. If you want the host to turn his video off or not, participants to turn their video off or not. So those options you can choose. And then you can integrate this with the Google Calendar or the Outlook. So if you integrate with the Google Calendar will remind you that there is a class. Okay. So you can put the reminder like 10 minutes before, like that, and all you can put. And you can remind yourself and remind your students that there's a class at this time, at this date. So attend it. So that reminder message will go. So I'll just select other calendars. So you also have this advanced options, enable waiting room. So this we'll discuss later. Okay. So you also have this advanced options over here. And if you just click on this schedule, so your meeting will be scheduled at the required date and time. So this is about scheduling. So if you're doing online classes, you can schedule it. So now what mainly I want to show is how to record classes. So without no other participants are there, but you can record the classes and you can share it with the participants later. So for that, you have to click on this new meeting. So I'll just stop the video now. So this is the screen that appears when I click on new meeting. So here you have this option to mute audio and video. Then you have this option called security, then participants, chat, share screen, record, reactions. And at the end, what you have is to end the meeting or not. And also you have the option of enter full screen. Okay, you can enter the full screen. So let us see everything in detail. So coming to the security, so you have these many options. So what are the participants are allowed to do? So participants are allowed to share a screen. If you select this, even the participants can share the screen and they can explain something. So if you are conducting any seminar or something like that, you can give this option to the students. So students will share their screen and they'll explain. So if you don't want that to happen, just deselect this. Then participants will be able to chat. Participant will be able to rename themselves and unmute themselves. So you can give them options. So if you're conducting a class and if you don't want other people to talk in between, so you can directly unmute. Okay, this option you can see it is not available in Google Meet. So we have to individually unmute, we have to check and then we have to unmute. But if you unmute, we have to mute them. Okay, so if you just select this option, if you remove this setting, that is unmute themselves, they'll not be able to unmute themselves and talk in between. So but if you give this option to unmute themselves, they can unmute and they can talk. And the next thing is enable waiting room. So that is, you have already created a class, you have already scheduled a class, and students might join 5 minutes early or 10 minutes early, like that. So you can have this waiting room for them. So they'll be in the waiting room, but once you open the software and once you open the Zoom, then only you can admit them. So this enable waiting room is a very good option. Okay, after that, all your students might have joined and you want to lock the meeting, you don't want others to join the meeting, then you can select this option, lock meeting. So you can see here, you have locked the meeting, no one else can join. So if you have locked the meeting, others will not be able to join the meeting. Okay, so next option is participants. So it will show you who are the participants. You can invite them. Okay, you can mute all. So you can invite, you can mute all. So this mute all option, it is not there in the Google Meet. That's what I told you. And all the participants are there who are there. All those names will be displayed here. And next thing is chat. So chat option. So you can have here, see here, you can chat to everyone. So since I'm the only participant, you can chat with it is showing only one option, that is chat with everyone. But if there are many present in the meeting, so it will give you the option if you want to chat privately. So that option is also available in Zoom. Whereas in Google Meet, you don't have that chat privately. That option, I think it is not there in Google Meet. But here you have it. So you can chat to the chat only with the host or chat only with a particular participant, like that you can do. And one more option is provided, that is file. So you can upload the files. So participants can chat once again. So you can upload the file. So from Google Drive or from your computer, you can upload the file and you can share with the participants who are in the meeting. So it is shown over here. So from Google Drive and from your computer, you can share the file. And the next thing is, there are, so you can have the settings. There are no one or host only or everyone publicly and privately. So these settings you can do. Okay. And the next thing is, the record option. So if you want to record your class, you can click on this record. And if you want to end the meeting, if you click on this end the meeting, you can end meeting for all. Okay, and or else you can just leave the meeting. Others will be there in the meeting. So if you end meeting for all, the meeting will be ended. So these are the options, and you can share your screen. Okay, so you can share the screen and then you can start explaining. So I'll just open a PPT before sharing. Okay, I'll open it and keep. Now I'll share it through Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to Zoom. So from here, I'll click share screen. So you can see you have this record classes using Zoom. So that is the PPT that I have opened. So I'll just select this PPT and now I'll click on share. So this screen, what you are seeing, it has been shared through Zoom. Okay. So because you can see over here, you are getting these settings. The screen is actually being shared through Zoom. So that Zoom you are seeing in your Google Meet. Okay. So you have so many options here again, unmute, start video, security, everything is visible here. And you can pass this share, or you can stop the share, or you can annotate. I'll show what is annotate. And then other options are available. You can record the record the screen, meeting information. So disable participants annotation, show names of annotators. So all these options are available. You can select based on the requirement. Okay. So here we'll see annotation. So I'm just explaining, if you're explaining something, if you're explaining some PPT. Okay. So you are explaining this to your class. You have shared a PPT with them. you have this option called as annotate. So just like we saw in OVS software, so you have this annotate option here. So just select draw. You can select this one or the second one. Okay, and you can select the color. And if you want to, you're explaining, you want to highlight some point, you can highlight this. So Zoom is most popular and it is very user friendly. So you can highlight this. Okay. And if you want to erase this, just you can use the erase option. If you want to use spotlight, you are explaining some point and you want to show what is its important or something like that, you can use the spotlight and you can explain. Okay. So you can explain. So this is the Zoom where this is how you have to join Zoom meeting, like that. You can explain using this spotlight. And then you have something called as mouse. So using this mouse, you will get the normal mouse. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be getting this draw, other options you'll be getting. Next is select. So you can select the screen wherever you want. Next, text. So if you click on this text, you can write. So this is class 1, something like that. You can write it in text. You can write it and display. And just you can click on undo if you don't want to do it. And whatever I'm writing here, I've changed the color. Whatever I'm writing here, okay, I'm writing like this. It is not, I'm not writing on the actual screen. Okay, if I just clear this, everything will get cleared. So you're not disturbing your actual content. So content is PPT and that PPT remains same. You're just writing over that and you're explaining. So you have different options over here. You can draw the square, rectangle. So all these options are available here. You can put an arrow mark like that. And you have this something called a stamp. So if you want to stamp this, so like point wise you want to explain, you can use this stamp option. Okay, I'll just explain this and I'll address the queries. Okay, so next you have the spotlight, then you have this eraser, and then format. Okay, you can select the colors, you can select the width, you can select the font, bold or italics, you can select the font size. Okay, all these are possible. And then if you don't want anything, whatever you have written, you want to just clear this everything, you can clear all your drawings. So you have two options here, clear all drawings, clear my drawings. So why they have given? Because if you allow others to annotate also, so you'll have your own drawings, you'll have others' drawings also. So you can clear all drawings, then all other drawings will be erased. If you're clearing only your drawings, only what you have written, that will be cleared. And you can save this also. Okay. And yeah, one query was that, ma'am, can we schedule meeting? How can we share link for student? Please share that, ma'am. Okay, I'll just, before going to that, I'll just address these two. That is, ma'am, can you explain how to share a screen PPT again? And annotators, only teachers can use, or students also. The last one is annotations, only teachers. If you want only the teachers to use, okay, I'll just show it once again. You have this annotate option, you will be using this. Okay, but now you disable participants annotation means then others will not be able to annotate. Your students will not be able to annotate. But if you are enabled this, if you have not allow participants to annotate means they'll be able to annotate. If you click on this again, what it is showing, disable participants annotation. So now you have disabled it. So your students will not be able to annotate on your screen. If you allow them, they'll be able to do. Okay, ma'am. And the next one is how to share the screen again. So I'll just show it. Stop share. So you have to go over here, share screen. So before going to share screen, whatever you want to share with the students, like PPT and all. So I've set of PPTs here. Okay, I'll just close. I'll just open one more PPT. That is quiz using Google Forms. I'll just open this PPT. I have two PPTs now. One is quiz using Google Forms and another one is recording classes using Zoom. So I have two PPTs. I have kept it open. Okay, I'll go here to the Zoom. I'll select share screen. So this is share screen. I'll just click on this. It will give you so many screens here. So you see which one you want to share. So first one is my own screen, it is showing. And second one is PPT, record classes using Zoom. Okay. And PowerPoint slideshow. I had actually opened a slideshow. So that also it is showing. One more folder I had opened, contents. That is also it is showing. This is Google Meet that I have opened. So that is also available. It is showing. And then one more PPT that I had opened, it is showing. So which PPT you want to share, you can select it and you can click on share. So you have to select that whichever material you want to share, and then you have to click it on share. Okay, I think it is clear now. And so before sharing that, you have to open first and then you have to share. And one more thing is that it is not only PPT, you can share your Word file, you can share your PDF files, you can share the website, you can share the browser, anything you can share. Okay. And one more is schedule meeting. How can we share link for students? Okay, I didn't show that. I'll show it now. So before going to the next section, I'll show it how to schedule. Okay, so scheduling, I told you what are the steps to schedule. Okay, so you can give the classroom, you can give the date and time, and you can give the duration. Fine, and here it will generate automatically meeting ID, this point, and then you have this password. So that will also be generated. Now I have selected other calendars. I'll click on schedule. So you will get this option. So you can see over here, your meeting has been scheduled. So Kavya AP is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. So topic is, so date, time and date, and this is the link. You can share this link, and you should also share this meeting ID and passcode. So for that, you have the simple option, copy to clipboard. So once it is copied to clipboard, you can go to WhatsApp web, you can open your WhatsApp, and you can directly paste it to the groups. Or else you can email this to the students. Okay, so or else you can, if they already have Zoom software installed, you can just share this meeting ID and passcode with them. One good question, that is, can we share videos from YouTube? Yes, you can share, but if you have shared and you might have some problem, that is, the screen will be visible, but audio will not be visible to the students. So some options, some errors will appear like that. So for that, you have an option. I'll just show it. You have this option here, share computer sound. If you are sharing YouTube videos or videos in your system, you should use this, share computer sound. So whatever you're hearing is, I'm talking here, my voice is being recognized by the microphone and that you are hearing. Okay, but whatever your system is telling, that is, if you are sharing a video or if you are sharing a YouTube video, then you should use this option, share computer sound. Then only they'll be able to hear. Otherwise, they'll just see the video, they'll not be able to hear the sound. Okay, and here in Zoom, this option is available, but in Google Meet, this option is available. You have to download a separate software for that in Google Meet if you want to share the computer sound. So this is one good option that is available in Zoom. Meeting ID and password in WhatsApp. Okay, next is how to send meeting ID and password in WhatsApp means. As I already said, you can just write it down and you can send it. Or else what you can do is, just stop this. You have something called as WhatsApp web. We had showed this previously. You click on this WhatsApp web, the screen appears. So in your mobile, go to the chat section in WhatsApp and click on 3 dots at the right side, at the right and top corner. Okay. So there, if you click on right and top corner, what you'll have is you'll have some option called as WhatsApp web. So if you open that, you can scan the QR code. Camera opens and you can scan this QR code. So once you scan this QR code, so whatever you have in your WhatsApp web, in your WhatsApp, so everything will come over here. Okay, so your WhatsApp will open here. Okay, so your WhatsApp will open over there, and what you can do is you can share, you can open the particular group and you can just copy over there. Okay, ma'am, is this clear? Okay, so next is can we create new Gmail rather than our own original email? I think there is no need for creating a new Gmail. You can use your own the existing Gmail account. You're not creating a new Gmail account here. The existing already Gmail account, what you have, you are giving it as the username and you're creating a separate password for this. Your Gmail account and your Zoom password, you should keep it different. That's all. And then it is not required actually. If you want for dedicated purpose like that, if you have a personal Gmail account, if you want a dedicated Gmail account for conducting classes, you can create a new Gmail and through that you can do it. Okay. So next. Okay. So coming to this, one good option that is available here is called as whiteboard. Okay, I'll just share this whiteboard. So this is similar to what we do in class. So you have a board, you can write on this and you can explain it. Okay, so if you want to write using the mouse, if you have touch screen or something like that, then it is easy to write and explain. So this is you'll not be able to write it exactly the way you write on the board, but you can just try using the mouse. Okay, so using this whiteboard, you can actually explain if you want to explain other than your PPT or PDF. So something, if you want to write the math expressions, x minus 2 whole square. So what is this? If you want to explain this in detail or any other thing you want to write and you want to explain, you can do it. Actually, WebEx, we haven't used it, ma'am, so I don't know much about that. Okay, so this is x minus 2 whole square is equal to 0. So like that, you can write and you can explain it. And now, if you want, you don't want to erase this. You want this to keep it as reference and you want to write it at one more board. So you can just, you have this, you can see over here, just zoom it. You have this option, plus symbol is there. Okay. So if you just click on that, a new board will appear and you can see here, it is showing the number for this is 2. And similarly, if I click more slides, you will get like this. So you can come back if you want to explain this and you can go to the next one. You can explain if you want the previous reference, you can do it like that. So that is one good option that I found in Zoom. Okay, so after all this, so these are the basics thing about Zoom. So we discussed all these things and I wanted to actually tell about this. So I've already told share computer sound. Okay, so that is also very useful. So if you want to share YouTubes or videos, you can use that. So next thing, I want to record video using this Zoom. You can record the entire video and you can, at the end, you will get the video, you can share it with the students. But if it is like 40 minutes video and all, the students usually complain that their bandwidth is low, their data is low, they'll not be able to view the videos like that. So what you can do is, so if you're taking an online class, if you're taking if you're talking about 2 topics, what you can do is, once you, when you start the class, start recording, record the entire topic 1, and then just press stop recording. Okay, and then again you press start recording and then cover topic 2 and then press stop recording, and then finally you end meeting for all. Okay, once you end meeting for all, automatically Zoom will convert it into 2 videos. So you will not have the headache of editing the video, separating the topics. So all those headaches, it is not there. So this is the one option that you can use. That is, if you want to cover 2-3 topics, first start recording for first topic, stop it completely. You should not pause it. If you pause and start, it will keep on continuing. So first start record, completely record the video, then stop recording and then start the second topic, again stop it, start the third, stop it, finally end the meeting. I'll show you how it works. So finally end the meeting, you'll get the 3 videos separately. Okay, so you can easily share it with the students. So that is one option. I found it very useful. So I'll just show it. So first I'll show without overlaying the video. So usually we have seen in the PPT also, Mrs. Girijama madam showed you how to overlay your face on the video. Okay, in the right side or in the desired section of this screen, you can place the video of yours, and your whatever you are explaining, that will also be recorded. So that also that option also is available in Zoom. So, but I'll show first without this video. Okay, so now if you want to start recording, so what you do is first you share the screen, and before explaining, then you start recording. So why I'm telling is that if you first only click on this record screen, it keeps on recording. So at the beginning, what happens is that you might have not opened the screen. So the process of opening the screen, sharing, everything gets recorded. And if you want to share it with others, so you might have to again, cut the starting, cut the end of the video, like that. You might have to edit it. So my suggestion is you first share the screen and then start recording. Okay, so I'll share the screen first. So I'll just share one PPT. So PPT is open now. Now what I'll do, I'll go to this more option. I'll click on recording. Okay, so it is asking me to unmute myself. So I'll just unmute. So in this demo video, I'm talking about quiz using Google Forms, like that you can explain, and you can just move on to the next slides. You can keep on explaining every slide. Once you stop, once you have stopped it, once you have completed it, you can click. First, what you have to do is first you stop recording and then you click on stop share. Okay, so now the video is recorded. I'll go to end option. I'll click end meeting for all. So you can see no other members are present in the video. I'm just recording myself. So once this is done, the video gets converted. So since it is a very small 1 or 2 seconds video that I've talked, the conversion time is very less. But if you're talking for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, so it takes some time to convert. So you can share it in the desired folder. So I'll go to desktop. Okay, I'll create a new folder in desktop. So this new folder, I'll rename it as demo. So I'll select this. So you can see there is a slight blue color over this. So that means it is selected. So now click on OK. Now you can see audio is also stored. Playback, some information is also stored. And this is your actual video. Okay. And one more thing is that now if you do one more recording and if you save it in the same folder, whatever you have here, that will be erased. So that thing you should keep in mind, because you are doing a new recording. The Zoom will give the name as Zoom 0 only. It will not identify it as next recording, and it will not give it as Zoom 1. So be careful whenever you are doing a second recording, like that. If you are doing a single recordings, then what you have to do is you create one more folder and save it over there. Okay. So now I'll just click on this. So this is the video that I just created using Zoom. Just unmute. So in this demo video, I'm talking about quiz using Google Forms, like that you can explain, and you can just move on to the next slides. So you can keep on explaining every slide. Once you stop, once you have stopped it, once you have completed it, you can click. First, what you have to do is first you stop. Yes. So now what you saw video is, see, it started with your presentation, ended with your presentation. So starting and stopping, those screen which had my name Kavya appeared on, those things are not at all present. So editing is very easy here. So you need not edit the video at all. So just share the screen and then you can record it. So it will be a very professional video that you create. But yes, watermark will be present there. So it might tell you that is recorded by Zoom. So I think that is fine. Okay, so this is, I created just one video. Now I'll tell you how to create multiple videos. Okay, I'll just click on new meeting. Okay, so now first video, I'll show you how to create without video. The second one, I'll show you with video. Third one, I'll show you whiteboard. So all these things, I'm not ending the meeting. I'm just stopping my recording, starting my recording like that. I'll do it. Okay. So first thing, I'll share this. And then now I'll start recording. Okay, so this is video demo 1. So in demo 1, I'm talking about how to use Zoom to record without video. So here I'm sharing some PPT. So this PPT is on quiz using Google Forms. So everything is explained in detail. So how to create quiz and all, this is explained in detail in this video. Okay, I'll stop recording now. So what has happened? I created just one video. Okay, I have stopped recording. I'll stop sharing. Okay, I'll just start my video now. So my face is visible. So what I'll do here is, again, I'll go to share screen. And now, again, I'll just open the same PPT because I have opened only that. Okay, I'll just share this. Now you can see my video is appearing at the top right corner. Fine. So now what? Now I'll go to this starting. What I'll do is I'll again start recording. So this is video for demo 2. So in this video, I'm showing how to record your PPTs or PDFs along with your video. So this is again talking about quiz using Google Forms. So everything is explained in detail in this. Okay. So now I'll stop recording. I'll stop sharing. Right. The third one I'm showing you is using whiteboard. So I'll select whiteboard. I'll share it. My video is still, it is open. I'll start recording now. Record. Okay. So this is demo 3 to show how to record video using whiteboard. So whiteboard is similar to the board that we use in our classes. Okay, so I'll just stop recording. So now I'll stop share. So what I have done is I have recorded 3 videos in one meeting only. So one more point is that since I'm the single participant here, there are no other participants. There is no time limit. So Zoom will have time limit only if you have more than 3 participants. So since I'm the only participant, so it will not, there will not be any time limit. So now what I'll do, I'll end meeting for all. Now the video is getting converted. So So if you have done video for 10 to 20 minutes and all, then it will take very much, it will actually take more time. Okay. So I'll again go to desktop, and what I'll do is I'll create a new folder. I'll rename this. So it is very much important if you are to create new folders and save your videos. Otherwise, there is possibility that your previous video, it might get erased because of the new one, because of the same names. It will not even ask whether if it wants to replace it or not. Okay, it will directly simply replace it. So that one thing you have to keep in mind, better always create a new folder and then save it. Okay. So this is demo 1. I select this, I'll click OK. Now you can see you have 3 videos, Zoom 0, Zoom 1, Zoom 2. You can rename this video demo 1 or whatever title you want to give, you can give. Like that, you can rename it. Okay, so demo 1. Just observe this. Okay, so this is video demo 1. So in demo 1, I'm talking about how to use Zoom to record without video. So here I'm sharing some PPT. So this PPT is on quiz using Google Forms. So everything is explained in detail. So how to create quiz and all, this is explained in detail in this video. Yes. Okay, so this is first video. I'll show you second video. So this is video for demo 2. So in this video, I'm showing how to record your PPTs or PDFs along with your video. So this is again talking about quiz using Google Forms. So everything is explained in detail in this. Okay, so now. Okay, so this ended. So this is second demo that we created, and then the third video record. Okay, so this is demo 3 to show how to record video using whiteboard. So whiteboard is similar to the board that we use in our classes. Okay, so we'll just. Okay, so this is the third video that we created. So you can see you need not have to do any editing at all. First you share, first you start sharing, and then if you record, and then if you stop recording before stopping sharing, so you'll get like a video that you have done it professionally, like that you will get. So in this one single meeting, I created 3 videos like that. If you want to create 3 topics, you can easily do it using Zoom. The only thing is that you should have the internet connection. And these videos, you can share it through WhatsApp group, or yesterday what Kavishri ma'am showed, Google Classroom. It's best the platform to share your videos. Everything will be there in Google Classroom. So whenever the students want, they can access through the Google Classroom and they can watch the videos. Or else you can also create a YouTube channel, and then you can upload your videos to the YouTube channel, and you can ask the students to watch your videos. Okay, so these are the options that are available in Zoom. I think we talked about everything. Okay, this is about Zoom software. So any doubts regarding this? Okay, so what we'll do is we want to show one more recording software called as OBS software. So I'll just okay, it is possible to conduct online test in Zoom. Online test means what kind of online test, ma'am? So if they're sitting and writing and you want to watch it, that is possible. Assessments, you cannot do assessments using Zoom, ma'am. Like you're conducting a test. They are sitting in their home and they are writing. Okay, they have to sit in front of Zoom, they have to write the test, and you'll be in front of your computer watching them. So that is possible. Assessments and all, you have to you do use the tools like Google Forms or Google Classroom. It is just a video conferencing software. Okay, we'll just take 2 minutes break. Then we'll discuss about OBS software. Okay, so I'll just will not take much time for OBS software. So I'll just show you how to use this software as it is open source software. Okay, so you can download OBS, Open Broadcaster software. You can download it for 64-bit or 32-bit. I'll just share this website link. Okay, so I've already downloaded it. So you have this OBS Studio. You can see here, actually this is not user-friendly software, but it will give you all the options to record. Okay, and one more good advantage of OBS software is you can directly stream this, whatever you're recording, that live video, you can directly stream it into your YouTube channel. So that is one option that is available in OBS software. So that, but that will not touch upon that, that is streaming. We'll just talk about recording. So in order to do recording, so first we'll just remove this web, which I've already added. Okay, so this is the actual screen of OBS software. Once you install Open Broadcaster software, so this is the actual screen. You have to add 3 windows over here, 3 sources. You have this called as sources. Okay, so just click on this plus symbol. You have to add audio input capture. It should capture my audio. So audio input capture. So default settings, click OK. Then you should add display capture. So what this display capture will do, it will capture your entire screen. So display capture to capture the entire screen. So it is showing like this, but if you record the video, you will have the entire screen displayed. So click on this. And then third one is video capture device. So click on this, click on OK. So you can keep your video wherever you want. So your video, when you're explaining, that will also be visible. So you can keep it at the right, left side, here, downwards, wherever you want, you can keep it and you can explain. Okay. So once you have added the sources, we'll just click on start recording. So I'll click on start recording. I'll minimize this. Open whatever you want to explain. Okay, this is the presentation that I want to explain. I'll put it to full screen. So this is about Google Classrooms. Quiz using Google Forms. Different options available here. So this is the spreadsheet. Okay. So I'll just close this. Go to OBS software. I'll stop recording. Now I'll come over here. Show recordings. So your file is already stored. So I'll click on start recording. I'll minimize this. So here slide open whatever you want to explain. Okay, but why I showed this
Okay,
OBS
this
software
is
is
the
because
presentation that I want to explain. I'll put
let
it
this
to
video complete.
full screen. So this is about Google Classrooms, sorry, quiz using Google Forms. The different options available here. So this is the spreadsheet. Thank you. Okay. So I'll just close this, go to OBS software. I'll stop.
Okay, so this is the video created using OBS software. Yes, it requires certain editing, but what is the advantage of this is we talked about first about Bandicam and then about Zoom. Once again. So we talked about Bandicam, then Zoom. So you can see what all the features that we discussed, it is available in Bandicam, and it is advantage is that you can use it even if you are offline. That is, if you are not connected to internet also, then in that case also you can use it. Okay, but when we talk about Zoom, it has all the features, but one the disadvantage is that it requires internet. So if you are in a place where you don't have internet connectivity, then you cannot record the video using Zoom. Coming to OBS software, this OBS software, you can the main advantage is that you can record the videos even when you are offline, and there is no time limit on that. Okay, so whereas Bandicam you can record maximum of 10 minutes of video, whereas coming to OBS software, you don't have any time limit. So how much amount of time you want, you can record it. It is a open source software. So you can explore more on open source, that is OBS software, if you are interested in that. So these are the three videos, three softwares that we wanted to introduce. So the one which best suits your requirement, you can use it. Bandicam and OBS, you cannot do meeting and all. So using Zoom, you can create online meeting also, and you can create offline recording. You can record videos also, and you can share. Okay, so that is for today's session. I think we have covered all the, we have addressed all the queries. Any other queries you can ask now. Okay, so tomorrow is the last day of our teachers training program. So tomorrow we'll be talking about Google Meet, and then one more thing, that is how to create a YouTube channel, and then we'll also be sharing some of the material, some of the websites where you can download materials like physics or mathematics like that. So you can download study materials, and also we'll talk little about crosswords and puzzles, and we'll talk about online crosswords and puzzles. So do attend tomorrow's sessions, everyone. It's a request without fail. So tomorrow we'll be having the last session. So if anyone is not having any doubts, we can end this session now. Okay, thank you all. So we'll be ending this session now. If you have any doubts, you can contact us. Attendance and feedback link, it will be shared in the group. Ma'am, if you have PPT or something like that, you can display it and you can do screen recording. This is only screen recording. It is not video recording. So you are recording the screen of your computer. That's all. If you want to do video recording, I think you have to use mobile phones or something, and you have to record it real time. You can record it using your mobile phone or camera. Yes, you can record, ma'am. We are recording all the Google Meet programs and then we are sharing the same thing with you all. The last three things what we have done, it is the Google Meet recordings only. So that will be showing it to do how to do it in the next session. Please watch the video. Ma'am, you can do some settings. that is limit to one response. If you want to you want to display their marks, whether they have correct answers, the wrong answers, or you want to do manual review, those settings can be done before sending it to the students. Okay, ma'am. And how can we see the students' marks? So if you want to see the students' marks, you can go to responses in Google Forms, and then you can see the marks of the students. Which one, ma'am? Google Forms? Yes, you can show. Google Forms, Google Classrooms, test notes, those things you can show it through your mobile. Zoom class, yes, they can join meeting using Zoom in their mobiles, but all these features, they are not available in mobile.